Good. So you're showing a headlight that communicates with vehicles in front of it.
So this is a regular headlight. We pulled these off a Jeep. These are Jeep top lights. Back here I have a box with a board in it that digitizes the CAN bus messages and encodes it for each one of these lights. So the lights are pulsing at about 20 kilohertz and they're sending out data, which you can see if I were to get my fingers out of the way. These are actually the lights sending the data off of the CAN bus. Now the interesting thing is, if you look around, there are actually lights everywhere that are pulsing and sending data. All those blue ones, but when I look at these lights, I see that these are the specific lights that I want to get the data from. I'll make it a little less sensitive to clean up the signal a little bit, and then I'm getting the data off of that. Okay, so I can tell the difference between these lights and all the other lights and all the different lights in the traffic. So with a backwards facing camera, I can get communication from the vehicle behind me. And there's already a backup camera mandated for all vehicles built now. It started either last year or the year before, right? So all vehicles must now have a backwards facing camera. So with the existing LEDs in these vehicles, I can communicate to the vehicle in front of me. And we're just one camera short, a forward facing camera on each vehicle that would allow us to communicate through the brake lights or the running lights backwards. And then I would have bi-directional communication up and down the transportation lanes through traffic.
And would that accelerate the vehicle-to-vehicle efforts that are underway, or what?
It is vehicle-to-vehicle communication. So it looks like vehicle-to-vehicle is going to be won by 5G. So 5G is very good at certain things and it's very bad at other things. So cell tower spacing is a big problem, right? 5G has a much tighter range. So can we augment that with the lights, right? 5G may have congestion issues. Can we augment that with the lights? So if we have a dual channel communication between the 5G and the lights, we've now built a much more resilient, much more reliable, and much more optimizable solution, right? So if you were to look at the lights here, you see that they have these little plastic covers. So partially these are here to keep from blinding people because they're very bright. But the other is, this represents snow and dust and ice and weather, anything that can get in the way, and we can still go 25 yards away and still read the signals off of it. And this is the worst weather you could possibly, this is a whiteout blizzard. So imagine that if we were using this as a secondary channel for 5G, when 5G is saturated, we switch to the lights. When the lights aren't working, there's something blocking it, or you need to communicate with a lot of vehicles at once, then we would use the 5G. This is a much better solution, and if I were to attack a vehicle like this, I know how to attack 5G. Very well documented. We understand how to do that. I can block it, I can spoof it. But the lights, this is a different technology. So number one, it's a physical attack. I would actually have to block the light. Okay? And in order to attack a vehicle that does both, I have to do the 5G attack and the light attack and maintain them both in order to keep the vehicle isolated. It's a much more difficult compromise than either one or the other technology.
Who owns this technology? Is this an LHP technology? Or
it's an LHP partner that we're working with very closely, and we think this kind of technology is instrumental in vehicle-to-vehicle. But now imagine you have the same technology, because they're just LEDs, in the stoplights, in the road lights. Now we're doing V to X, we're doing V to I, right, to the infrastructure. And the other thing is that this is going to be used for geolocation. Very precise geolocation, not GPS. We're talking, a couple of centimeters, right? So now we can use the lights in the road that have identifiers. We can triangulate our position at all times. We can communicate with the traffic lights. They can communicate with us. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities using the existing technology, the LED technology that's already in place. Do we have to digitize it? Do we have to implement the communications? Yes, but we don't have to rip everything out and replace it. Like with 5G, it's already there. Let's just use it. And it can be retroactive into legacy equipment as well. The old cars can be upgraded for that.
Just upgrading the lights in the car.
Yeah, they're just lights in the car. And most of them are already LED.
Yeah.